An environmental activist, Jakpor, joins us now to talk a little bit more. Thank you for giving us your time. Just reiterate for us briefly the significance of World Habitat Day and why it is particularly relevant in Nigeria.
Okay, well, first things first, thank you for having me. Now, the foundation of the World Habitat Day, which is marked the first Monday of October every year, was born in 1985. Essentially, the idea is to reflect on, the state of our towns, the state of our cities, and the basic right of all, to adequate shelter. And when we say all in this case, we are not talking about only the rich people. We are not talking about only those who can afford it. All categories of people. It is also intended to, remind the world of its collective responsibility for the future of the human habitat. And that's why it's a global commemoration. Essentially, this year's theme, which is resilient urban economies, cities as drivers of growth and recovery, looks at our cities post COVID-19. And, it's an opportunity for countries to share experiences on how they are tackling inflation pressures and other, global financial conditions in the light of the need to make sure that everyone has, adequate, shelter.
So particularly for Nigeria, what is the relevance of commemorating this day? And what are some of the innovations or some of the challenges you think that Nigeria is facing with creating sustainable and inclusive housing?
Well, I think even your report captured essentially the challenges we have in terms of, ensuring adequate shelter for all. Um, Most state governments, just like Lagos State, which you reported, say the same thing. They are doing everything to ensure that there's housing for all. But in reality, there seems to be a disconnect between what government is doing and government's focus and the reality. I live in Lagos. We know that the vast majority of people you cannot even afford the kind of housing that are provided. So they are called low-cost housing. But at the end of the day, how many common people, can, have access to those kind of houses? It's still the rich. And that's why you have the slums we have in Lagos. That's why you have people overly
I'm sorry,
populated in
I
some
have
parts
to
of Lagos.
interject, Philip. My
Yeah,
sincere
yeah.
apologies. We're out of time for this conversation. Hopefully, we can have you on another time. Thank you for giving us your time and sharing your thoughts.
Thank you.